How is it that in this environment of the Ukraine-Russia war, when people are already starting to talk about global food crises, the leaders of many countries are predicting actual food shortages happening around the world, how is it that all of a sudden, well, at least seemingly all of a sudden to people outside of the country, the Dutch government decided to propose a policy that will put somewhere between 30 to 50% of the farmers out of business? How did that happen?
The only answer I have to it is that it's about control. So this is apparently something that they want. I don't see any other explanation. If you go forward with these types of plans in a time of, well, known food shortages on the horizon, then the only thing that I can see in that is intent. Mm-hmm. And the only reason that I could see a government do that is because they could gain control from it. Mm-hmm. Because what better way to control people than to control what they eat and when they can eat? Mm-hmm. So I don't have another answer to that than that it's intentional, sadly. So
you're saying it's about control, but can you like go a little bit deeper on that? How does the government actually gain control by putting all these farmers out of work?
So obviously there's an agenda against meat in general. It's cattle farm that they're trying to come after, and there is a global agenda pushing for us to eat insects, but also eating fake meat produced by people like Bill Gates, for example. There are some ties also with Bill Gates and the Dutch government that are, I think, very interesting to mention. If you decide what people eat and if there are food shortages, for example, what could happen is that they introduce some sort of food stamp system. Mm-hmm. That's thinkable. That would obviously be a digital one, wouldn't be like back in the World War where, you know, you would get paper ones. They would say, no, we're going to use a digital system for it this time because that would prevent it from being fraudulent. You know, people can't have each other's or steal each other's stamps. It would be personally related to your ID, so it would all tie together with the digital identity that they are setting up right now. Mm-hmm. Because all of this comes from institutions that are trying to push for that type of digital global identity anyway. Mm-hmm. So that's, for example, a way that I could see that this would happen. They could do that with food stamps, but they could do it, for example, with energy as well. So obviously we're also having an energy crisis, mm-hmm. and they would use terms as equal distribution of wealth, equal distribution of energy, equal distribution of foods. Mm-hmm. So those are things that you could do as a government to control your people once food scarcity hits. And, well, you know, I don't know how bad it's going to get, but it's definitely something that apparently they don't mind, at least, mm-hmm. happening. So.